Alright, so I posted my first video on this channel a few days ago. Just a quick recap. I discussed how I'm not happy about seeing so many people associated with MGTOW, at least in the YouTube comments sections of creators and some MGTOW forum posts, how they just can't get over their hatred of women. This isn't healthy. They need to move on. Watching a bunch of MGTOW videos of women's misfortunes isn't really helping them move on. They need to get over women. They need to accept that in the society we live in, women are not your friend, basically. Let's put it that way. So that was the first part of the video. Second part, I just kind of discussed, kind of coming to age tale, if you will. Getting a little older now. Women my age seem to be more interested in me these days. And I just kind of noted how sad it was that feminism has brought us to the point where there are a bunch of crazy bitches that, want to find a good man, but the good men are leaving, so yeah, it's just kind of sad, I do have some empathy for these women. I have empathy for men and women. I'm not a complete cold-hearted bastard. But yeah, anyways, that kind of gets me into what this video is about. So on that first video, had a little exchange with a fellow MGTOWer, let's just say. So my call on this guy is one of the people I was talking about in that first video I made of the MGTOW who just can't seem to get over their issues with women. That's my call on it. I could be wrong. He could just be a very argumentative person who doesn't, want to try to see eye to eye on me. I'm just trying to have a discussion here. I'm not trying to argue with people. But, sometimes you gotta argue with people. So anyways, let's go through this little exchange here. Alright, here we go. Stop projecting, stating facts is not blaming, warning men against the scientifically proven toxic female nature is not blaming. Okay, he goes on, he keeps stating these. I don't disagree with any of his points. It's just amusing that he's associating them with my video as if I'm spouting all this, which I am not. I mean, these are all perfectly fine points, but I wasn't refuting them, so, he's just trying to be a little misleading here. And also, the stop projecting at the start and the end here. I was very confused as to how I was projecting. The only thing I could think of him meaning with that is that I'm projecting that I don't hate women when I do hate women. Because that was the only thing that made sense in the context of that video. So anyways, here's my response. First thing I say. How am I projecting? I do not hate women. I have grown indifferent to them. You seem to think MGTOW isn't full of angry men. If you looked at the comments sections of any MGTOW videos, it's plastered all over the place. My beef isn't with the content creators, plenty of them make good content. It's more about how MGTOW is becoming an echo chamber for angry men to whine and bitch about their grievances. Call it the red pill rage, call it idiocy, whatever. All I'm doing is point out the obvious in my mind. Alright, so that was my response. Alright, his response. Yeah, there are angry men. What's your point against MGTOW? Or is it your blue pill rage phase bias? Yeah, I never heard of blue pill rage phase, so yeah, I got some clarification down here, but anyways. My response. My point is that MGTOW is being polluted with a bunch of whiny losers who only use the acronym as an excuse to bitch about women and delight in women's misery. MGTOW calls this the red pill rage, but I'm not convinced that most of these men are proceeding to the next step. We need more discussion and debate about ideas in the community, not posts exclaiming stupid bitch got what she deserved. Also, what the fuck is blue pill rage phase bias? I genuinely had no idea. I've never heard of that. But he goes ahead and he explains here. No community is pure. So again, what's your valid argument against MGTOW? So far you just shared your feeling about it and some shaming language, which is they've Probably forgot to mention on anti-MGTOW feminist forums doesn't work. Also, are you religious or tradcon? Blue pill rage is similar to the anger that slaves who have decided to stay on the plantation felt when they saw their ex-slaves leaving the plantation. Alright, so he did me a solid. He explained what blue pill rage is. I don't really know how he got that from me, but yeah, you know, that's kind of what his thoughts were on it. Anyways, up here. So, you know, he said I use shaming language. So I guess he was talking about saying MGTOW's polluted with whiny losers. Yeah, like the people I'm talking about in the previous video I mentioned, that's how I would describe a lot of them. It's obviously not describing all of MGTOW, I'm just describing a substantial subportion of MGTOW. Those that are in the red pill rage, if you will. And it's just kind of sad to see that they can't get over it. But yeah. Okay, I'm getting a little sidetracked here on that. Alright, shared your feelings. I'll get into him using words like this a little later. It's going to come up in the next post, I believe. Oh, and use some shaming language, which they forgot to mention on anti-MGTOW feminist forums. Yeah, so apparently I'm just like chilling on the anti-MGTOW feminist forums. Yeah, okay, buddy. Like, seriously, what the fuck? Are you religious or tradcon? Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm an atheist. I don't fucking see. I don't know where the fuck this guy's coming from with this shit. Anyways, here's my response to this. Okay. And we both agreed on this. Like, this discussion's going nowhere. We both agreed on that, so I'll give him props on that. I mean, he knew when it's time to hang it up. This will probably be my last response. I see this conversation is going nowhere quickly. My gripe with MGTOW, quite simply, is that there are too many men associating with the group that seem only interested in bitching about women. They aren't taking the next step towards empowering and taking control of their lives. If this continues, the main message of MGTOW will continue to be watered down, and MGTOW, TFLer, and Incel will become synonymous. People will take the concept of MGTOW less seriously as a result. I told him I'm a fucking atheist here. I don't know where the fuck he's getting that from. Anyways, continuing on here. It's also hilarious how you're implying that I'm blue pill. In this video, or the previous video we're talking about here, I went over an anecdote about how I continuously denied the advances of an attractive woman because I know better than to get involved with a woman in her early 30s that clearly has a few screws loose, let alone the fact that I haven't dated in over 3 years. Is showing empathy because this woman has been steered the wrong way by our feminist-infested society blue pill behavior? If so, yeah, I'm blue pill. Give me a fucking break, seriously. Alright, so then since he's so fond of judging me constantly, you know, just throwing out random assertions that aren't true, here's my judgment on him. You seem like the type of person I am griping about in this video. You treat MGTOW like an ideology. You like to throw around buzzwords without knowing what they mean. In your first post, you said I was projecting, and you never answered me when I asked how am I projecting. You came on here, heard a few things you didn't like, then proceeded to assume that I'm probably some tradcon cuck and attempted to put me in my place. I think you're part of the problem, you just don't realize it yet. So that's my answer. I'll get into the buzzwords here and explain that after I go over his final response here. And it gets cut off a bit at the end here, but you know, I'll read it, so whatever. Yeah, indeed, it's going nowhere. Alright, we agree on one fucking thing apparently. You keep repeating the same shaming language and anti-MGTOW buzzwords you've probably read on anti-MGTOW forums, which you mentioned at 11:10 without really understanding what they mean. Alright, let's listen to what I said at 11:10. Notice on forums and things like that is people saying, you know, some of the anti-MGTOW folk is that, you know, MGTOW is just natural selection and all these fucking losers are gonna die off and they won't be in the gene pool. Alright, so I was responding to anti-MGTOW comments I've read and heard in the past. read these various places, seen them on YouTube comments, might have seen them on some anti-MGTOW related discussion somewhere. This guy just trying to make it sound like I'm just going around browsing anti-MGTOW forums. And you know, I'll admit, I've probably read a few once in a while just to see what their arguments are. Why not? I don't want to live in a fucking echo chamber and just live in this little world where, someone said something that it could possibly can be construed against MGTOW. I need to defend it and just start calling this guy names like this fucking guy is doing to me right now. So anyways, you know, tying back in the last video real quick, I mentioned that in some ways MGTOW is becoming like third wave feminism. Well, this is one of the main ways. It's just becoming a huge echo chamber where a bunch of men hate women and they just go around trying to defend their ideology. They don't understand what MGTOW is. They hear, you know, all these arguments in favor of it. You know, they have no success with women. They're like, yeah, fuck yeah, MGTOW, fuck women. Anyways, I'm getting way off track here. Getting way off track. Let's continue on. Read the rest of this. This is just golden. Your real gripe with MGTOW, which you started your video with in pure white knight fashion, is the fact that MGTOW bash and laugh at the misery of snowflakes the misery of the snowflakes protected species called women. Little typo, whatever. We all do it. Alright, so yeah, women are definitely treated like snowflakes and they're definitely very well protected. So he's basically, I guess he was saying that, I don't know what the fuck he's saying. Yeah, in part of the video I mentioned that a lot of MGTOW just like to go just women bash and they kind of need to move on with their lives. That was my point. Yeah. I mean, sometimes it is funny. It's funny to see some nice women bash it once in a while, but you gotta move on with your life. You can't just be thinking about women all the time. You generalize that to all MGTOW. No, I did not. I generalized it to a decent subsection of MGTOW. Did not generalize that to all MGTOW. That's just a false statement right there. But then later you criticize MGTOW for generalizing to all women. What he's talking about right here is, in that video I made a comment that, specifically the comment was how I've noticed a lot of MGTOW they'll say, you know, if an older woman's like hitting on them or something like that, you know, their excuse for not dating them will be, oh yeah, you know, you wouldn't have dated me 10 years ago, you know, even though they didn't know that particular woman. You know, it was a very minor point I was making. This guy, see, this is a big problem within the MGTOW community. We have this subgroup of people who are just acting like fucking third wave feminists. They're looking for anything you say that they can possibly take out of context and just try to use it against you. This is trash behavior. This isn't honest discussions. This guy, he doesn't care about having a conversation. He just wants to win an argument. It's fucking pathetic. Moving on. I tried to push you to restate your real reason for disliking MGTOW, the one you started your video with, but you kept dodging my question. Okay, dude. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about there. Because deep inside, you know that's not an argument against MGTOW, and that's just white knighting. See what I did right there? I used another MGTOW buzzword, because all words are buzzwords, right? I mean, yeah, in your case they are. You just... We'll get to that later. I'll talk about that after I'm done with this. The fact that a couple of MGTOWs bash women or take pleasure in their pain is not an argument against the philosophy that does not promote that. I wasn't arguing against MGTOW. I wasn't arguing against MGTOW's philosophy. All I was saying was there are a lot of fucking MGTOW who are doing this, and it's not healthy for them. It's not healthy for the movement. As I noted in my post up here, it's watering down the movement. It's watering down the message of the movement. That's my problem with it. I have nothing against MGTOW in general. I have problems with certain people in MGTOW who are not trying to enlighten themselves, put it that way. But your white knight ain't preventing you from seeing that. Yeah, sure, dude. Despite me repeating it twice in my previous comments. Okay, whatever, dude. Whatever. Yeah, I know, you just want to win the argument. I got you. So let me summarize. You're most likely a TFL/incel who deep inside is still thirsty for women. It's just that he is surrounded by mental women, aka women. Yeah, I mean, yeah, not bad. And didn't find his unicorn yet. We all know the main gripe of incels and TFLers with MGTOW. They hate how MGTOW see women. A TFL monk like you still mentally worships pussy and women. He just didn't find a good one yet. MGTOW's free both physically and mentally from women. You guys hate that. Alright, dude, okay. I don't really know what to say to that. Yeah, good job, man. You really knocked it home. I don't know. I think if you watch my previous video with an open mind, you know, just honestly watch it, I think it's pretty obvious that I'm not a pussy worshipping simp like this guy seems to think I am. I don't know if he really thinks I am. I think he just really wants to win his little YouTube argument here. I hope this guy's like fucking 15 years old. Let me put it that way. Because he's all over the fucking place. He doesn't know how to have a fucking conversation. I hope he's 15 years old, and I hope he eventually grows up. And the last thing I want to go over is the MGTOW buzzwords. Because this is something I know I've noticed. If I state an opinion somewhere, on other accounts or whatever, and, you know, a MGTOW person doesn't like it, I notice they like to start using certain words and phrases. So let's go here. Projection. That's one. They like to say you're projecting. What's another one? Let's go. Blue pill rage. I mean, I haven't heard of that one, so I guess I won't count it. Shared your feelings. Yeah, you know, whenever you try to have a discussion or, you know, make an argument, oh, you're just using your feelings. That's another one. Use some shaming language. That's another one they like to throw around. And yeah, one more in here. But my point is, I'm just trying to have discussions with people about ideas. And if I say something one of these guys doesn't like, they just start using those buzzwords. It's really, a lot of these guys, it's really not that much different from feminism. Feminists have their buzzwords, MGTOW have their buzzwords. So, the thing is, if you use them and you know what the word means and you're using it correctly, it's not so much a buzzword. It's just, you know, using a word to try to make your point. Well, you know, like I'm getting at, a lot of these guys, they don't fucking even know what these words mean. Put it this way. His first post said I'm projecting. Asked him how I'm projecting. Down here, you know, I kind of mentioned again, how am I projecting? I don't think this guy knows what projection is. Like, he never fucking answered the question. Just went on a semi-rage-induced YouTube, you know, comment spree on me. Oh, what can I do, you know? But, yeah, so I think at the end of the day, he's the one who's actually projecting here. That's my analysis of the situation. Yeah, just gonna end the video here. This has gone on long enough. Yeah, take it easy.